Dear prisoners, my only representation of you was a Facebook page in my hometown. It's called Lynn County Exposed. A couple of guys decided that public record wasn't enough and made this page so people could comment on your photos and more people would know who's in jail. Some people say some funny things. I definitely read through a majority of the comments. It's kind of like a thing around here. Me and my family, we sit around the dinner table and talk about who's there and what they've done. No hard feelings, right? You're just a picture on my screen. Well, I guess I'll see you guys later. I mean, in an hour, when I check my Facebook again. This is what I probably would have said to a prisoner 12 weeks ago. I didn't really think about prisoners because I didn't know any. They were just pictures. Now, I think I have a different letter to write. Dear Scott, Chip, Dennis, and Guy with the Dreads. 12 weeks ago, I started college. Little did I know, that meant I was going to prison. This was not something I had signed up for. My first-year seminar professor decided that our theme would be incarceration. In the beginning, I knew nothing about the prison system. I couldn't even tell you what a Measure 11 crime was. I didn't know anyone in jail or anything. Now, I have friends in prison. You guys. My first experience with jail was a visit to Washington County Jail. Some of you may have come from there. Corporal Riley showed us around, and it was one of the most surreal moments of my life. I walked through the halls and saw inmates everywhere. Honestly, I was scared to death. We got to the living quarters, and I was terrified. Everyone rushed towards the windows to look, and I wanted to look too, but at the same time I was afraid. Now, I'm glad I looked. I realized that all you can do is wait for something different to happen. That's all you have to do for recreation. When people come to tour, that is a chance for you to entertain yourselves. I would have done the same thing. You can go crazy with nothing to do. At that moment, I noticed a spark of human in each one of those inmates. Scott Spencer Wolf. You came to speak with our class about your time in prison. You were not at all what I expected. I'm not exactly sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't you. The attitude you have towards life is spectacular. I can't believe how cavalier you were. Like, no bigs. I just went to prison 4 times, whatever. The way you spoke to us was almost like you'd known us for a long time. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. You helped shed light on what prison really is. When I met Chip, Dennis, and the guy with the dreads, I had already decided that you guys were going to be different. And you were. I wasn't scared at all when I walked into the prison. You guys are all in for something horrible, but I didn't see that when I talked to you. Each one of you have a unique story, but you all have one thing in common. You each made a bad decision and have learned from it in some way. I admire the way you guys have changed, and you all have a plan for when you get out. Thank you all for helping me understand that you are no different from me. You are all people who just made bad choices. 5 seconds landed you in jail. But you've made the most of it. Thank you for showing me that people can change, and thank you for sharing your lives with me. Your friend, Chloe.